Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be doing the detailed and in-depth review of the new Moto Edge 50 Neo. So Moto Edge 50 Neo was launched almost around 2 weeks back for a price starting 23,999, and this is probably the first device in this price segment with really great hardware offered, including IP68 rating, wireless charging, LTPO display, 120Hz refresh rate. Then you get a proper telephoto lens and a host of other features included in a proper compact form factor. So that was the hardware of the Moto Edge 50 Neo, and the pricing is good, but is it really worth buying this device? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. We'll also list out the pros and cons of the new Moto Edge 50 Neo. So let's begin. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So this device is one of the good looking devices out there. So let's start off with the design aspect. Now in terms of design, the best aspect of the Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G is the compact form factor. It is just 171 grams in weight. That's one of the lightest in this price segment, and just 8.1 mm in thickness, making it a very compact phone in this price segment. And it is pretty easy to hold as well. It's a very small display, and the compact form factor makes it pretty good in hands as well. And the back panel has a leather kind of finish, and the camera bump is pretty neatly laid out. So it looks really good actually, and also the colors are really vivid. And this is Pantone validated colors. This is the red color we have. There are other colors as well. So overall the design element is pretty simple and minimalistic, but it definitely looks very elegant. So design and build quality is pretty good on the Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G. The compact form factor makes it really good because there is a trend of making devices large, and you can see it from the phones launched in 2024. Hardly any compact form factor phones in this price segment, and Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G stands out in that aspect. Next, let's talk about the display. Now in terms of display, you get a 6.4 inches display. It's a POLED display with LTPO panel, 120Hz refresh rate, and up to 3000 nits of peak brightness. And it has a good overall quality. The colors are really good, and the DCI-P3 color gamut is also pretty good. It's a really vibrant and crisp display, and especially for multimedia experience, although it's a smaller display form factor, the multimedia experience is definitely good. The colors are rich, and there is also SGS eye protection mode also included. So display is once again really good. LTPO panel means you get the refresh rate from 1 to 120 Hz, making it bit more battery efficient as well. So that's the display aspect. You hardly see LTPO panels in this price segment, so that makes the Moto Edge 50 Neo again separates out in the competition. So that's the display point. Next, let's talk about the software experience. Now, Moto software always has been standout because it's a stock Android experience. Now, this also comes with a very good stock Android experience. But having said that, Moto also has some customization options included, including the Moto UI, the Hello Moto UI, and it comes with some options like theming support, and some additional tools are also included in the form of Moto's gesture controls. So it does feature some additional apps also in the UI, and makes the UI experience better than the really stock Android experience. And in the Moto UI, Moto app, you get theme support, and some additional tools are also included. So the experience is definitely good, and the clean and stock Android experience makes it better because there are absolutely no bloatwares in the UI. That is definitely a good thing from Moto. And Moto is also promising 5 years of Android updates on this device. That's definitely one of the best things because you seldom get 2 years or 3 years on phones in this price segment. Here Moto is promising 5 years. But hold on, Moto's earlier promises were not really that good because Moto has not delivered on a lot of promises made previously. So we are hoping Moto delivers on this promise of 5 years of Android updates. So we are hoping that if Moto can deliver this, definitely one of the good things Moto is doing right now in the software update cycle. So 5 years of Android updates means you are sorted out till Android 19 on this device. Now next, let's move on to the performance side. Now this is powered by the Dimensity 7300 chip, the same chip we have seen on the CMF Phone 1 in this lower price segment. Now the processor is not the best out there in this price segment, especially this is not a very powerful chip, approximately around 6.5 to 7 lakh is the Antutu score on this device. So it's definitely not the highest Antutu score in this price segment. And apart from that, it also comes with just LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2. We would have liked at least UFS 3.1 in this price segment, because a lot of devices even have UFS 4.0 in this price segment. So at that time, when we're having better hardware, UFS 2.2 makes the device a bit obsolete in terms of performance. But having said that, day-to-day experience is pretty good. But then we did see a lot of stutters in the UI, especially when we did the speed test. The videos are already uploaded on our channel. We could see actually stutters in the Moto UI. So the UI experience along the processor is not lag-free. There are a lot of stutters happening, but these are things which can be fixed via software updates. And these stutters also happen with the camera UI. Although the camera UI has improved from the Moto Edge 50 Pro, where there was a severe lag in the camera UI. The UI has improved, but still you can see a lot of stutters, and the animations are not very smooth on the Moto UI. So that's one thing Moto needs to improve. And the performance is decent. I would say, again, this is not a device for gaming. So day-to-day task, you can easily perform well without any sort of hiccups, although there are some stutters in the Moto UI. But overall, the performance is quite good in this price segment. So that was the performance side. Now you also get IP68 rating, and military grade protection is included. So drop protection and other military grade certification is there. Then you get in-display fingerprint scanner, dual SIM card support, 5G support. We have tried with Vodafone or other Jio and Airtel 5G SIM cards, and absolutely no issues in that aspect. And the in-display fingerprint scanner also works quite good. And the stereo speakers are included. The sound quality from the stereo speakers is above average, I would say. It's not the best out there, but again, quite good. Good that it is stereo speakers instead of a mono speaker. So sound quality is probably above average, I would say. So that's the performance side. Next, let's move on to the cameras. Now this is one of those devices with a really proper camera setup. It's a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel Lightia 700C sensor with f1.8 aperture, optically made stabilization. You get a telephoto lens, which is a 10 megapixel shooter. Once again, you get optically made stabilization, and then you get a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which looks pretty good as well. Now on the selfie front, we have a 32 megapixel shooter. Now both the rear and the front camera can do 4K 30 fps, although 60 fps is not supported. Now coming to the cameras, we have already done the detailed camera review, so you can check out that video to find out how the experience is. So overall, we would say this is definitely good in terms of the camera quality, pretty much natural tones, although there are some minor issues with the color tuning, but overall the color performance looks good, more or less natural looking colors, and all the three cameras perform pretty well, good sharpness levels and good dynamic range as well. There is also dedicated macro mode available on this device. Now that's something which is pretty good, and the portrait modes also came out quite good, although there is some tendency to change colors when you switch the lenses, but overall it looks good. And even the low light experience turned out to be quite good, and selfie cameras are also pretty good. So cameras are quite satisfactory, I would say, but the video recording stability was not that impressive. There are some areas to fix in the camera department, but as a whole, we would say the cameras won't disappoint for most users. Next, let's move on to the battery life. Now this is one area maybe a lot of people have a doubt. 4310 mAh battery, one of the lowest in this price segment. We have seen 5500 mAh capacities, even 5000 in this segment. So 4310 with a 68 watt charging and wireless charging is supported. Now battery capacity is lower, but it also has a smaller display to power and relatively less power consuming chip, the Dimensity 7300. With all this, you can probably expect a screen on time of anywhere around 6.5 hours or 7 hours of screen on time. That's the maximum. Again, it depends upon person to person, depending upon the apps you use in the background. So on an average, you can get a screen on time of around 6.5 to 7 hours. In fact, in our battery day test, it crossed around 8.5 hours, but that is not considering the ideal battery drain. So if you consider the ideal battery drain, probably you can get around 6.5 to 7 hours of screen on time, which isn't bad for a 4310 mAh battery. It is actually pretty well optimized, and that's the battery life. And you can get almost close to 50 minutes of charging for a full battery. That's 1 to 100%, slightly above 50 minutes of charging. And you also get wireless charging included. So that was the battery life. So overall, I would say it's quite good for a moderate user. So that is a detailed review of the Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G. Now summing up the pros and cons. Now the pros include great design, good build quality, then good display, clean stock Android with 5 years of Android updates, good cameras, decent battery life, and you get wireless charging and IP rating along with military grade certification. Now the cons of the device: LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2, that's one of the downsides. Then Moto's promise of 5 years is slightly in the gray area, because Moto has not probably delivered on the promises. That's one thing. Apart from that, the speaker quality is kind of average, I would say, and the performance with the UI, there are a bit of stutters in the UI. It's not very smooth, and there is a bit of camera lag as well. So those are the pros and cons, and if you look at the pros and cons, pros are definitely better and cons are not that much impacting if you are into a moderate user. But if you are a heavy user, you might feel the stutters in the UI. So what do you guys think about the Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G? So we feel it's a good bargain at 23,999, and with card offers you can get as low as 22,999. At that price segment, we feel the Moto Edge 50 Neo 5G is definitely a worthy device to buy. So that was our experience. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.